You ever have a moment that feels too perfect to be real? Like the universe pauses, just to remind you that miracles still exist. Because when I saw her, my daughter, lying on my chest for the first time, everything I thought I knew about life, love, and pain, flipped in a single heartbeat. But here's the thing, no one tells you miracles usually come wrapped in chaos. And this one, this one nearly broke me before it healed me. I imagined her 1,000 times. Different faces, different smiles. But when she finally arrived, nothing, and I mean nothing, came close to how perfect she truly was. It's strange, right? You spend months dreaming about a face you've never seen. And then suddenly, that dream is staring back at you. Breathing, blinking, crying, real. I looked down and thought, this must be what an angel looks like. And for a moment, I forgot the pain, the noise, the fear. Because all I could see was her. They say giving birth changes you. That's not true. It destroys you, and then rebuilds you into someone you've never met. When I felt her tiny heartbeat against mine, I realized something. I wasn't just a mother now, I was home. But here's where it gets interesting. The name Matilda. Everyone asks me, where'd you get that name from? And the truth, it started as a joke. I used to tease Matt, my partner, by calling him Matilda. Don't ask why, it just stuck. You know that silly kind of nickname you give someone when love turns everything stupid and sweet? Yeah, that kind. But then, when she came into the world crying and perfect and unstoppable, I looked at her and thought, she's our Matilda. A piece of both of us. Matt and Maddie, the joke that became destiny. But let's rewind. Because behind that smile and the beautiful baby moment, there's something people don't see. The pain, the fear, the surrender. I'll be honest, it was brutal. Every second of it felt like I was walking through fire. And yes, I was medicated. But no drug on earth can dull the kind of pain that comes from love trying to claw its way into the world. Still, I'd do it all again. Every scream, every tear. Because when I finally held her, it was worth every ounce of suffering. But you know what hit me hardest? It wasn't the pain. It was what came after. When I looked up and saw Matt, his face, his hands shaking, his eyes wet, I realized I had never trusted someone that completely before. There I was, raw, vulnerable, broken, and he didn't flinch. He didn't look away. He stayed. He held me, whispered that we made it, that she's perfect, that we're okay. And in that moment, I thought, maybe love isn't about perfection. Maybe it's about staying when everything looks impossible. You ever trust someone so deeply it scares you? Because that's what this was. When I was the weakest I've ever been, Matt became the strongest person in the room. He didn't save me. He stood with me. And now, after this, I know. No matter what life throws at us, he's got my back, and I can trust him with everything. Now, before I tell you the secret moment that happened right after, the one that changed how I see love forever. If you've ever felt something like this, or if you believe in miracles that come wrapped in pain, then you have to subscribe right now. Because this story, it's not just about a baby being born. It's about rebirth. And trust me, the next part is where it gets unbelievable. Okay, so picture this. The room is quiet now. The nurses have stepped out. It's just me, Matt, and this tiny little soul who somehow feels older than the universe. Matt whispers something. I don't even remember what. Maybe it was, I love you. Maybe it was nonsense. But in that silence, something strange happens. For the first time in my life, my mind goes completely still. No noise.
No doubt.
No what ifs, just peace. And that's when I realized, every single pain I've ever felt led me to this exact second. But here's where my brain went sideways. As I looked down at her, those tiny blue eyes staring right into mine, a part of me thought, how can something so pure exist in a world that's so messy? Because life doesn't make things easy. It tears, it bends, it tests. But this was too perfect. Too good. Almost like the universe had overcorrected. Gave me this one perfect miracle to balance out all the chaos that came before. You ever feel like the universe owes you one good thing? And then you get it, and you don't even know what to do with it? That's what it felt like. Because even in that beautiful silence, I felt something else creeping in. Fear. What if I mess this up? What if I'm not enough? What if she grows up and I can't protect her from everything I've survived? That's when it hit me. Being a parent isn't about perfection. It's about showing up. Again and again, even when you're terrified. And maybe that's the real secret no one says out loud. That love isn't soft. It's sharp. It cuts you open, exposes every flaw, every fear, and still somehow heals you in the same breath. When I looked at Matilda, I didn't see a baby. I saw every version of myself I'd buried just to survive. The little girl who used to dream. The teenager who swore she'd never need anyone. The woman who thought she'd lost her spark. All of them were right there, staring back at me. It's wild, right? You go into labor thinking you're bringing someone new into the world, but in reality, you're meeting a new version of yourself. And that's what no one prepares you for. You don't just give birth to a child, you give birth to you again. I swear, the second I whispered her name, Matilda, I felt everything in my body shift. Like the universe just said, okay, now you're ready. Ready to love. Ready to protect. Ready to forgive myself for every version that came before. But don't get me wrong. This story isn't over. Because something happened that night, something I haven't told anyone yet, a moment that made me question everything I thought I knew about motherhood, love, and fate. And it started with just 3 words from Matt. What he said next changed everything. To be continued. You ever hear words so simple, yet they hit you like lightning? Because what Matt said next changed everything. He leaned close, still holding Matilda in his arms, and whispered, "She looks like you when you finally believed in yourself." I froze, because that wasn't a compliment. It was a truth bomb, and it hit harder than any pain I'd felt that night. You see, no one tells you this. When you become a parent, the world doesn't suddenly get softer. It just gets louder. Every doubt, every fear, every old scar starts screaming again. But Matt's words cut through all that noise. She looks like you when you finally believed in yourself. It made me think, maybe Matilda didn't just inherit my eyes or my smile. Maybe she inherited my fight, and that's terrifying. Because if she got my strength, she probably got my stubbornness too. And here's where the irony kicks in. I always thought I was the strong one. Until I watched Matt hold her. There was something in his eyes, that mix of fear and love that men rarely show. And it hit me, he wasn't just watching me become a mother. He was becoming something too. Maybe that's the real forbidden knowledge no one talks about. That men also go through a rebirth, but quietly. In the background. Silently learning how to hold the universe without breaking it. Now, let's get real for a second. We all romanticize these perfect family moments online. But behind every photo, we made it, there's exhaustion, panic, and sometimes regret. Yeah, I said it. Because love isn't a fairy tale. It's messy, it's bloody, it's loud. And yet somehow it's worth it. When I saw Matt gently kiss her forehead, something clicked. I thought, this is what trust really means. Not trusting someone to never hurt you, but trusting them to stay when you're already hurting. He saw me at my worst, vulnerable, terrified, unfiltered, and instead of running, he leaned in. That's the kind of love that builds legends, not just families. But let's pause here, because I want to ask you something real. Do you believe love is enough to hold 2 people together once life starts testing them? Or do you think every relationship eventually cracks? No matter how deep the love runs. Comment below. I'm genuinely curious. Because as happy as this moment looks, what came next? Tested everything we thought we knew about each other. Here's the twist: a few hours after we brought Matilda home, reality hit. The perfect photos? Fake. The smiles? Shaky. The sleep? Gone. We were 2 exhausted humans trying to pretend we were ready for something no one is ever ready for.